What is up, everybody? This is Miles, aka the Political Introvert. Thank you so much for joining me. I wanted to come on stage and talk and give my feedback on whether Bernie Sanders should step it up and say something about the process, about the rigging process of Tulsi Gabbard. Before I do that, guys, if you found anything useful in this video, or if you want to comment, share your opinion, please comment. Please share your thoughts below and like the video as well. My goal is to try to make these videos better as much as possible. So any fairly good feedback helps. So anyway, should Bernie Sanders step it up and say something about Tulsi Gabbard? Yes, he should. Here's why. So for most of you already know this, but just give you an overview. Bernie Sanders decided to run for president in 2015. He had most of the establishment against him. He had a few people that quietly stepped up for him, like Keith Ellison, but the majority of the his colleagues went for Hillary Clinton because she was supposed to be the anointed one. Then at the same time, Tulsi Gabbard was in the DNC as vice chairwoman. It was believed that by being in that position, she was the next person to be president of the United States. Prompt up to be the next president of the United States. So after that, as the primary process went on, Tulsi Gabbard noticed that there was a bunch of shenanigans going on and against Bernie Sanders. To make a long story short, she went and left the DNC to support Bernie. And afterwards, she did speak out several times about how the process of the DNC was going. Even after the election, she threw her support behind Bernie Sanders at the Democratic convention, even though Hillary Clinton was won the nomination, though. So afterwards, she still spoke out the DNC, and she spoke highly about Bernie Sanders, and calling for more regulation, though. When it comes to voting practices too. For example, she has her 2017 Secure America's Elections Act. That would have verifiable paper ballots. So Tulsi's been killing it though when it comes to the process of fairness in the DNC, and and now it's time for Bernie to step it up and back her, because they rigged it. Of anybody that's running, he knows the most what it feels like to be rigged and have the DNC going against you at every turn, and how that had voters, his supporters, have been getting thrown, have getting purged from roles, have been called names, have been persecuted by the media. He knows. That's why, because he's been through it for 2 years. He still is in a way though. And Tulsi is now the Bernie Sanders of 2016. So Tulsi has not made the debate threshold yet. She has 2 polls that are qualified, but then she needs 2 more, and the deadline is tomorrow. And it doesn't look like she's gonna meet the requirements, because there's 2 polls that came out. One was 1%. It was a margin of error is 5.7%, and there was another one that came out for early primary state voting, which had more voters got to participate in. She was polling at 4%. So, and of course, that's not counted by the DNC. Tulsi has nearly 30 polls that have her at 2% or above. So she has almost 170,000 individual donations. So what does that say? That says that the support for Tulsi Gabbard is growing. And the DNC knows this. The last 2 debates that she's been in, she's been the most searched Google candidate out of everybody on that stage. The DNC knows this. Plus the fact that she is a woman of color. She is a soldier, and she's been in Congress for about 7 years. So the DNC knows this. Not to play identity politics, but what I'm saying is that Tulsi brings a different appeal. She brings military experience and legislation experience. You can't beat that combo, right? She's the most qualified person running for office right now, because of her background and the fact that she is anti-establishment and she wants to shake things up. And she doesn't just talk about it, she actually walks the walk though too. You know, we had people in the past who have talked about the stepping up for the establishment, but then, you know, turn around and get their, you know, and collect checks from lobbyists, though, as soon as they get in office, though, or put lobbyists in there, too, you know. Not going to say any names, but, you know, Barack Obama, but anyway, so Bernie knows what it's like to be rigged, so he needs to step it up, and he needs to say something about Tulsi Gabbard, about the rigging process, because remember, Bernie, you know, people like Tulsi Gabbard are rare to find, though, because people who are going to risk their careers for you and, you know, say what's going on in the process no matter what, that says a lot about the person. You know, Elizabeth Warren, but I noticed that Bernie's more, you know, defending Warren than he is with Tulsi. And, you know, where was Elizabeth Warren, though, when you needed her? You know, she was silent. She didn't say anything. And then when Hillary won the nomination, she couldn't wait to endorse Hillary Clinton. Then she said that she was asked if it was rigged after Donald Brazil's book. She said yes, and then she said no. And, you know, and she's not, and now she's currently not even, you know, she doesn't even know if she supports Medicare for all or not. You know, she's kind of like giving us a, you know, word salad about it. And, you know, I see Bernie more, you know, leaning towards Warren than he is, and it's just completely ignoring Gabbard. Now, there's some theories about that, as, you know, some people are speculating that, you know, Bernie sees Tulsi as a threat. I don't know if that's true. You know, because they seem like they're, you know, they're good friends. But would I be surprised? No, I wouldn't be, because, you know, but like I said, we you know, unless there's hardcore proof, we can't, you know, speculate that. But my thing is that when it comes to the process of rigging, another reason why he should say something is because once they're done with the Tulsi, what do you think they're going to do to you? Even to you and possibly even Andrew Yang, because he's getting a lot of grassroots support as well too. So the DNC is they did this on purpose. They want people to, so many people as possible to run, so that nobody gets 50%. So that way they can have the super delegates step in, and they may, like I said, they may surprisingly try to vote for either Harris or Warren or Biden, though, you know, or Buttigieg. So we don't know. So they are just trying to, they don't want Bernie and they do not want Tulsi to win that nomination. Because that's the whole point of their doing the smear campaign. Although, you know, like I said, Bernie's getting more media attention, and you know, and I feel like it's a little bit more fair for him. I'm not saying it's completely fair for him, because again, most of the media is against him, but at least he's getting more airtime though than he did last time. So yeah, I feel like Bernie should, you know, start calling out the DNC. It's great. It's great that he's calling out the RNC. Perfect. But the Republicans, you know, we already know who they are though. You know, it takes more courage to call out your own party though. Because again, what do you think they're gonna do to you once they're done with Tulsi then? You know, so it's better that you should nip this in the bud now than wait till later and then they start screwing you over though. You know, so. You know, Tulsi and Bernie, like I said, they seem like they were allies before. Maybe they still are. And, you know, it doesn't mean that you have to, you know, defend Tulsi at every turn, but just let the voters decide. Give her, the whole point of this is to give her a shot. Then voters can decide who is better to nominate, who is the best nominee to defeat Donald Trump. Okay? But how are they going to decide that if DNC is selectively picking out polls to make them fit their narrative? Because I'm telling you right now, if they leave Tulsi Gabbard on this debate, it's going to be a blowback though. So, and I really hope that Tulsi Gabbard does something to try to, you know, does something either night before the debate or night debate, hold a town hall, hold a major YouTube event on YouTube or something though, because she cannot have her voice silenced though. We can't afford that right now. There's too many things going on right now that are affecting that are affecting the issues. Like, for example, there's a water crisis in California now, water crisis in New Jersey. There's a whole bunch of flints going on, and it's coming more and more as a news cycle comes on though. So we need these issues talked about. And so Bernie, if you can, you know, just say something, okay? because we can't let the DNC do this again like they did in 2016. Because we saw what happened last time when they did it. That's how we're going to get Donald Trump in 2020. This is exactly how he's going to win the election if we keep letting these shenanigans on. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. If you let me know what you guys think. Should Bernie step it up and say something, or should he stay out of it? Please like the video and comment below. This is Miles, Political Introvert, signing off. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.